Okay, we are here with head coach Alan Knipe coming off of a bye week and looking forward to conference play this week. We'll get an opening statement and then open it up for questions.
Yeah, well, as you mentioned, having the bye week, which we only have one of those during the year, so we try to do our very, very best to maximize that opportunity to get better, but at the same time to catch your legs and like every team goes through their own aches and pains at this time of the year, and it doesn't get a lot better usually during the year. So if you can come out of it better as a team and better at it, individually, but also from a health and rest standpoint. So there's a balance there. I don't know if it's ever perfect, but I think over the years, as you kind of figure out, we usually get this bye week roughly about the same time of how you go about it. So we'll see. I think by the end of the week, the guys, we had a great week of training, but we're also able to get some guys some rest and some treatment, and hopefully we come in today feeling really good and can't wait to get started in conference and play a very good Northridge team. And we're at that point of the season, right? You have your fall, you have your training, you have your non-conference, kind of more of a national non-conference, and then a regional non-conference, and then you get to these stages and you get to the Big West. Each stage brings its own sense of excitement and finality. Like, hey, we're at this point. We really get going now. Of it counts for everything counts, but it counts in the conference. It counts for the tournament later on. So I think the guys are excited, and the conference is going to be great this year. All the teams are having really nice seasons. So we look forward to a great Big West conference.
Coach, what did you learn most about your team during non-conference that can prepare you guys for the first conference match of the season?
Yeah, I think I learned for the most part of, how deep we are, how talented we are, but also the amount of the commitment to wanting to get better. This group, not every kid comes into the gym understanding what it means to say, I want to be really good, or I have a plan to be very good. So everyone's at a different level as they start that. And, the program itself kind of takes care of that. It pulls people in, and people assimilate with the growth each day and each week. But it's also the job of the coach, too, to meet with them, or the coaches, and meet with them and identify areas that we can get better at and highlight the good without just hammering over and over again the things they're struggling at or could get better at. But their ability to take that information and apply it to training has been really fun to watch. Listening to their feedback in our meetings, in our video, in our goal setting, small group meetings during the week, how much it's grown through the year, but also just where they're at as young men about the game and volleyball and our systems, what we want to do here at Long Beach. I feel like we're just starting to kind of get into our stride. That's the exciting part.
We've talked about depth but also youth in this team. Do you think they've grown from day one to this point?
Yeah, absolutely. As I said before, when you lose 10 guys last year, you lose not just the talent, but you lose a lot of guys that are very good in all of the other areas of our program as well, how they go about their business, school, how they handle the weight room, recovery, video, just the team dynamic, the culture, the communication. You lose all that, or you don't lose all of it, but you lose a lot of it, right, if there's 10 guys. So watching different leaders emerge and watching this team not try to copy the 24 team, but take what they liked, take the good lessons learned and apply it to where they want to go and what they're trying to be. I think they've grown up a lot.
Conference season starting in the midweek this year.
Yeah.
Does the bye week help prepare, kind of make it so that it feels more like it's a weekend game?
Yeah, I think so. I think if we had played a big Saturday series right before we turn around and play on a Wednesday to open conference, it wouldn't have the same feel. So yeah, I think the way we went about it, it'll feel a little bit more like we had our normal time, in between matches, and maybe even slightly more. But either way, there'll be even if we had played on Friday and Saturday, there's always going to be that natural excitement to get started in conference, just like that you feel in the first match of even the non-conference season. We finally get to put the uniform on and go out there, just like you feel when it's the postseason. It's, hey, the tournament time, right? It always has these new births and rebirths. So, yeah, it's an exciting time for the guys, and they'll be when we get down there in about an hour, I'm sure they'll be super excited to get after it.
Yeah, and who's kind of emerged as maybe one of those voices that, we talked about leaders earlier on in the season, you just mentioned them now, but maybe who's a voice that maybe has emerged more that maybe we didn't expect?
Well, I think the easy ones are the three, our three captains with Soterius and Skylar and Connor Bloom. Those guys have done a great job with their voices in the gym. And when I say they're not coaches, so that we don't try to have them coach, but they do a good job being leaders. And leadership a lot of times is based primarily off of what you do, not what you say. And they all do a lot of really good things. But, obviously I think as Moni's become more and more comfortable in his role on our team and just spent more time and how hard he works, I think that people look to him for leadership. And when I say leadership, that doesn't mean he's the captain, just leadership. I think Nato Dickinson's done a really, really good job in that area for us. Dane Hillis does a great job in that area. So there's growth all around. I'm sure I'm leaving a couple of guys out, but they do. Our gym is full of guys that are trying to quote unquote lead, and that means take care of themselves first and how they go about their business first, and try to do it by example.
Thank you so much. Good luck in conference.
Awesome. I appreciate it. Thank you.